What is good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the podcast. Whose Mans Is This? We back here with another banger for you. You feel me? To my left, you got the boy Isaiah. How you doing? You feel me? Looking beautiful as always. To his left,
I'm doing well. Hey, I'll take that compliment.
To his left, we got the man's Jacko. How you doing, Jackson?
I'm good.
Doing good. Doing good. And then can't forget about the man's Pax himself. How you doing down there, bro?
Feeling good.
Good. Okay.
Listen, let me ask y'all, gentlemen, a question.
All
right.
Ask us.
Preacher? You know.
Preacher?
Okay, what I come to find that, like, a main complaint that women get about men, and I think it actually is like this is like a kind of a problem, and we could discuss where this may stem from, but like, it seems that men just think that men just don't respect women at all. And that may be like how they approach them and how they communicate with them. I don't know, say for example, a dude approaches a girl and he can't seem to take this rejection this girl gave him, and well,
whose man's is that?
Whose man's is that? I don't know who.
I don't know whose man's. But this
not mine.
Men can't seem to take rejection. Men just say whatever they want to say to women. And I just want to know, do y'all see that often amongst men as well?
I do too. Go ahead, Pax.
I feel like a big problem is we as men have just not been historically good at having self-control and restraint. So when we walk down the street and a girl rejects us, we don't handle it well. Or even we dumb women down to their bodies, and their whole value is just we put it in how they look, and we let that make us assert their value off of that.
Yeah, I hear you. I agree with that. I would also add, I mean, I think it just depends on certain situations too. I think, some men we just don't care. I mean, I think there's some guys who they generally just don't care to respect women. They think that they can just act any other type of way, and girls are still gonna go for them. And the sad reality is that is the case. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I think for me, it's like, for some girls, it's hard for a man to respect you when you don't respect yourself. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, it's tricky for me, but I will say that I do think that yes, there are. I do see it in the sense of that there are some guys who definitely don't just have overall respect for women. And I mean, I think there's a lot of different ways, a lot of different places and ways where that can come from. You know what I mean?
Jason, what you think?
But also, I think that a lot of people do relationships and treat the opposite sex out of pride. Like they're doing it not to get love, but to get pride out of it. I feel like it's a mindset. Yeah, I feel like it's a mindset that we get it from our favorite songs where rappers boast about not necessarily just having a girl they like, but having 5 different women and they all want him and they're arguing over each other. I think a lot of men treat women like trophies, or treat women like games, or treat women like puzzles that they feel accomplished for winning, in a sense, like a game.
Actually, I mean, let's kind of, I don't know. What does it say if a man walked into a room and he had like 2 girls wrapped around his arms? What do you instantly assume about that guy?
That he got money, that he's famous.
Yeah, I mean,
so
let's keep it a buck. He's doing his thing.
He's doing his, sure, you get like both of those things, right? So I mean, are we saying that man shouldn't have 2 women, but we just understand that like this man has some kind of like something that can virtually attract 2 women to him?
In society, I'm saying in society, you have to be very careful personally what you give social capital for, what you praise. Because what you praise, people will pursue, people will practice.
Makes sense.
So am I praising this guy because he kind of, his women isn't necessarily he's in a committed relationship. I'm not praising him for being a good boyfriend. I'm not praising him for being a committed partner. I'm praising him because he's good at making these women kind of attached to him and depend on him. I don't think that's a good thing.
I would disagree with that, only because we all understand that it's difficult to even get one. Now, you would have to be some kind of special guy to have 2. Now, especially like you being in a public place. I'm not talking about like some thottery and you got you telling two girls that you love them and they both think that you're their girlfriend, you're their boyfriend, or whatever. I'm talking about he could walk into a public place with two girls. I think that's like, that is something to be praised. I think that could be something to be praised.
I think a lot of it stems from validation. I think parents were saying like trophies and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I feel like when we like grow up and like in high school, it's like frowned upon if you're not talking to like girls. You know what I'm saying? Okay. I feel like it's like a culture of like men. I'm not gonna say just black men in particular, but men, where it's just like I don't know. I feel like we're expected to like grow up in that like area way before we really are.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think I that's actually really good, because I mean, here's one thing that men will say to other men to like kind of spite you is, you get no girls.
Yeah.
Right? And that should like, man, that kind of hurts, because
I think vice versa, in the sense that, you know, guys will brag about that, saying, "Oh, I get all these different girls."
I got
blah, blah, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, but that's what's attractive in our society, right? You know, it's like having money, having multiple girls on you, and you know, having fancy cars and fancy clothing. That's all stuff that we praise in society. So I get.
I
get what you were saying about like putting too much, what you said, social capital into.
I'm saying that society values things, but we have to remember that society changes one person at a time. So you personally, you should be praising things off of the society you want to create. So if you want to live in a world where, the value is not necessarily caring about the people's feelings and not necessarily pursuing intimacy with one person that you're trying to be a good mate to, but more though, kind of just seeing this person as another trophy that you hold and a token that you're winning, then you should praise that.
I said that's
in the same way that I will give props to people who are good at managing their money and work hard and do stuff, but I'm not necessarily saying you have more value because you're rich or because you have a cool car. I'm not saying that. You know what I mean?
I hear
more value.
I mean, that makes sense, man. I think, and what was I forget what was the initial, because I know the way you worded the first initial question. I want to get back to that. You remember how you worded it?
It was along the lines of, what exactly do women will say like certain things about men, and this is like their problem. For example, like how they approach them and how they handle rejection. Right, causes kind of women to have
men handle rejection.
Have a strong disdain for them. You know,
I think, man, but I really think that's one of those things I really think you can't really set on, it's just every man, right? Or even most men. Because here's why I said
generality.
that.
So cool.
Here's why I said that. Because I think a lot of it comes from how you're raised, you know, who raised you, your upbringing and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's 100%. Like if you were raised up in a house to where, you know, every single time your dad didn't get his way, or his, you know, your mom didn't, you know, do something right or whatever, he was constantly just yelling at her and getting upset and having this rage. Then that's what you saw. You know, that's how
you're supposed to.
That's how you think.
Right?
You know,
that's what you get. Yeah.
Definitely. So I think that really plays a big part into it, you know, and I think, you know, that's probably why, you know, I find myself probably being more of the old school type, and when it comes to like, you know, opening doors and being extremely respectful and stuff like that, because, you know, that's just what I saw growing up. You know,
that's big right there, because it all starts within the home, man. That's so big.
And you don't
so
find,
big.
And I'm telling you guys, it is crazy how many, you know, girls have told me like, wow, like, yo, you're so sweet. You're like, wow, like, no, guys don't really normally do this. Guys aren't normally like this, etc., etc. I'm just like, yo, shouldn't this be the norm?
That's a problem.
You know what I'm saying?
Chivalry ain't dead, bro.
Chivalry ain't dead.
It's not. I mean, I just think that's one of those things that is crazy to me. And I think we all probably, you know, experience that, you know, to where girls are like, whoa, like, you guys are way different than how most guys are. You know what I'm saying? And the crazy thing is, they'll still see that and they'll still be like, oh man, but I'm just so used to like that toxic type stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to get away from him. And it's like, yo. So I think that's where my frustration comes in.
Yeah.
You know, my frustration comes in is when a girl, they say, oh, hey, you know, you're the perfect type of guy, et cetera, but then they still decide to go back for that toxic individual.
Well, I think, man, on that subject of like toxic individuals and stuff, like girls like emotional stimulation. Can we agree to that? Like some kind of emotional.
Yeah, but what's okay? Yeah.
I mean, like something that keeps them on their toes, right? Something they don't expect certain things.
Can romance not keep them on their toes though? Does it have to be?
No. I mean, like
that's my frustration.
Like, have you?
Romance is emotional stimulation.
There you go.
Exactly, but that's not the emotional stimulation that the girls want.
But it may not be what they want, but what they're maybe getting. So they're still like.
It's like they're addicted to that.
Addicted to it. So in a sense that a toxic dude is gonna keep them on their toes, keep them guessing. They can't really control this guy, and they they might enjoy it, so they keep coming back to it.
Like an adrenaline
versus
rush?
versus a nice, respectable
like
young
that.
gentleman who keeps doing the same thing over and over again, and he's not switching it up. He's readable. He's predictable, and that's not fun.
You know, I heard someone say that like Respectable Gentleman is like boring, bro. That's like trash. Like, why does being a good person have to be boring?
No, honestly,
At that point, that's messed up.
That's dead.
That
bro.
is a little messed up.
No, it is.
You do realize, I mean, trash is just based off who is calling it trash. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Pax, I will say this: you will be surprised.
Yeah. So whoever holds the keys to the culture is creating the standards.
So if someone like Thanos snapped and said, "Respectable young gentleman,"
No. I don't think what he's saying
Is
is
the move.
if the people that we look to for cultural, I guess, approval, the people that create the culture, which are the rappers, the celebrities, if they were talking about Respectable Gentleman stuff, which they're not, let's keep it a buck.
if they were making rap songs about open the door for your
bro.
girl.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Really. I mean, I'm just serious. Being a mogul became much more popularized in the Black community when Jay-Z started rapping about it. We were always rapping about getting money, but when we started rapping about, no, I invest and do real estate and I do this and that, and it's a respectable thing. Oh, we start respecting it more. And I think in our community, we haven't done, well, I think we could do better at like, no. Like the dudes that get a girl pregnant and stay with her and help her raise the kid. That's who I give props to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, I should apologize to Chance the Rapper, because I remember a lot of people were making fun of him for saying like, I love my wife.
That's big.
I love my wife.
That's big.
He was trying to positively impact the culture, and we clowned him for it. So I'm so
No,
sorry.
I hated that. I mean, I get the album was bad, but yeah, people be getting mad at people just for stuff they find weird.
No, but I think even you know, you don't have to be a celebrity. I think even if you're just on a level that we're on, I mean, we finna be celebrities soon. You know what I'm saying? But no,
on the way up.
No, but for real though, I think even if you're on our level, I think you still get clowned, you know, for trying to be a respectable gentleman. Honestly, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, by other guys. You know, I'm serious. Like, by society in general, they look at that as, yo, like, nigga, what are you doing? Like, honestly, they do. Like, you'll be surprised how much ish I've gotten for like just being me. You know what I'm saying? So I've had moments where I'm like, dang, do I need to change who I am? Do I need to like act a certain way? Do I need to be more toxic? And do I need to be whatever? Like,
Well,
I've
Chris,
had those thoughts
that's
because of
dangerous
that.
for you, like not to air you out, but it's more so like I do think chivalry should always be around. It should always be around, but I guess at this point in this day and age, you have to be really selective on who you show that chivalry to, because someone could take advantage
Why?
of that.
Yeah.
Why?
No, I agree with him on that, because people definitely will take advantage of it. Especially
if you're saying that, Pax, you probably
What does being taken advantage of mean?
What do you
Say what you said.
He's saying
what do you
that-
mean?
Give him a scenario of where you're giving someone chivalry that shouldn't be given chivalry. Give an example.
Okay, let's say this, right? Take a girl out on a date. You really like this girl. She's really cool. And this is not a personal story. I know someone's gonna be like, "Is that happened to you?" No, this is straight off the dome. Right? Take the girl on a date, or whatever. You guys go to a movie or something, right? You pay for the tickets, get the popcorn, this and that, right? You think you're having a good time with this girl, and you know the night goes well, and you take her home, and you're like, "Hey, I'll text you tomorrow." Right? And the girl says, "Hey, I'll text you tomorrow." And you guys hang out another time. And another time. And then another time. And you think it's going well, and you're like, "Wow, I actually really like this girl." And then, I don't know, somehow, some way, you find out that she's going on another date with another guy. With another guy.
Well, and I like that analogy, and that's what I'll say. I would add on to that, right, Pax, just so you can get a little bit better understanding of what we're talking about with this. I think what happens is like how you said in regards to, hey, you go that day, you pay for the popcorn, you pay for food, you pay for everything, right? I think when a girl notices and starts to sense that, okay, yeah, this is somebody who he's really sweet, you know, he's definitely gonna, like, you know, pay for stuff for me, etc.
I may not even like that guy, but he's willing
exactly
to do
like,
it.
yeah. So I mean that. So once they notice that, a lot of girls once they notice that, they're like, okay, well, hey, let me not. I mean, I'm not saying all girls. I'm not saying most girls take advantage of it purposely.
There's a box of people that.
Yeah, It's not definitely all at all. But I'm saying like, but there are some who they will take advantage of that, and they'll be like, okay, I know that this guy, he's so sweet, he's so kind, so I know that he's always gonna be there, right? I know he's always gonna be there to whether it's I need money, whether I need a ride, whether I need food, like whatever it is, I know he's always gonna be there. So that's how they take advantage of that in that sense. You know what I mean?
I mean, for me, I've been on the.
I guess my thing is.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Bex.
I guess my thing is, okay, so it seems like the main thing that's getting on our nerves is paying for dates when we're expecting a romantic relationship.
No.
Okay, you're saying giving rides, you're saying paying for dates.
No, what they're saying is that you're giving the energy that you're trying to have of like an actual serious relationship with someone that's on the level of casual relationships. So it's more of you. It's like you want me, not you want me. Okay, it's more of like just choose where you put your energy. That's more of what I think they're trying to go.
Can I piggyback on?
It's more so you are trying to give them a relationship, and they're going to exploit that you want a relationship with them to get other commodities from you, whether that be
like what?
It's strictly
love,
dependent.
attention, money.
You know the
all
jokes
of
of like the I don't know. He's gonna buy me gifts. He's gonna
Get the Birkin.
pay for your meals, and he will do that. He'll give you rides places.
He's gonna spend quality time with you.
He's gonna listen to my problems. But you want a relationship with that person, but you may not actually get it because they're not seeking it, but they're gonna entertain and play it to get one.
Yeah,
that's what we're saying.
So they're not reciprocating the relationship.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. There's anybody. This is not solely like a woman thing either.
It's not solely a woman thing either, because here's the thing: even ladies understand that dudes will play to get sex from you. Will play sell a dream. We've heard the phrase "sell a dream" to get, and that's what the term "player" comes from, because they play the game, quote unquote, to get what they want. And I think that's effed up too. So I mean, but that's why you got to be. This is to everybody. You have to be really selective on who you give your time and attention to,
and everything.
You know, because
I agree with that.
it might not pan out.
I mean, that's the scary thing, though, is, I mean, because you want to be able to give your all to somebody, because, you want to be able to give the best shot. You know what I'm saying? You want to put your best foot forward in any type of relationship you're exploring. But at the same time, it's scary as heck, because it's like, man, I mean, this goes for, men and women. It's like the other person can end up taking advantage of you, like, in a heartbeat. Like, you think you know somebody, but then you realize, dang, I didn't know this person at all.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a scary thing, man. And that's why I understand why a lot of people, they don't like the idea of marriage anymore, really, and they don't like the idea of being in a serious relationship, because, it's scary, bro. Like, you can put so much time, effort, and emotion into somebody, and the next they stab you in your back.
I mean,
you left with nothing.
A relationship really is you putting all your chips in one basket.
100%. 100%.
And you're saying I'm all in, but you could still lose that gamble.
Yeah.
And then you suffer that consequence because you put everything that you had in.
So, Pax, I mean, does it make sense in regards to what we're saying now, Pax?
Yeah. I think the place where I was confused, where I think at first we were using the word chivalry, and I wasn't sure where the line was between like romantic chivalry and platonic chivalry. I thought you were saying like, oh yeah, you got to be careful who you help out when they need help with something, or you got to be careful with who you.
No, I think that's it.
Well, I don't see a problem. That's in general. Like, yeah, you got to be careful on who you help out, because people will use you if you let them use you. And I'm not trying to be like, you don't help nobody out. Like, I think that should just be an in general thing. Like, you could tell. Like, you should be able to tell when somebody's trying to exploit you.
Yeah.
And if you can't see that, then you're going to get exploited. Then eventually you'll realize it. And then you'll be hurt.
Yeah.
I've seen that happen to many people. So, I mean... Yeah. I think that's just a in general kind of like piece of advice for anybody.
I feel that. Before we wrap up, I want to bring up one more topic to you guys. Ask you guys about this. How important do you feel like the relationships are between you and your partner's family?
Like how important?
Like how? Because some people put a
in
big
a way.
Stock in that.
I always say that when you're dating someone, you're dating like their family and friends as well.
Okay.
Like you also want to have a good standing with their friends and friends, because they can influence this person on how they view you. Like if there's someone's telling you like, hey, I don't think that person's the one for you, like son, girl, like listen to me. I don't think that's gonna really pan out. That might have a effect on you in the back of your mind too. So you really don't want like the family or friends telling like bad things about a person that you may be trying to pursue. So
Jacko.
Yeah, I feel that. It's more like you kind of have to like prove yourself, because you already proved yourself semi to the person that you're involved with, but you have to prove to that family that you are worth their members' attention. And I say this: anytime, the first time you meet like anybody's parents, siblings, you shake everybody's hand. Got to
look them right in the eye too.
Every time you drop off somebody at their crib and their parents are home, you ask like, "Hey, can I meet your parents?" Because you always want to have like the good impression start off first. Because if you don't do that, they go inside. The parents are like, "Why did he not come shake our hands?"
Yeah,
it's already a check on the box against you.
That's big.
I agree.
That's big.
Pax, what do you think about that, man?
First impressions are big.
No, I'm with Jackson. I mean, I like harmony. I don't want to be in a committed. I don't want to get married to anybody where it's like it's awkward between when you go for Thanksgiving, Christmas. Oh, you might go this year, but you don't know how the beef is. I'm down for harmony. So I think you wanna have a circle that you can easily be buddy with.
So let me ask y'all this real quick. Then would you could you marry somebody who your family doesn't give you the green light for? And I'm gonna give you some background on it. Say you are absolutely in love with that person, you feel like every single emotion you're supposed to feel, everything's right, but they just, for whatever reason, they're just like, I don't know about this one.
I gotta hear that reason, because to be truly honest, I'm pretty sure your family could see more than we could. Meaning, I'm pretty sure my family could see more than I could, because I'm like infatuated. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like love can be blinding, bro. We really can. They could be seeing some red flags that you didn't even see. So they gotta give me a solid reason first. But if they just doing it just to do it, I mean, I hope my family wouldn't do that. But it sucks.
So let's say your family literally says, "Hey, there's nothing I can put my finger on. There's just something I'm just sensing. I'm not sure, but I don't think you should marry him." Are you just not gonna marry him completely?
Nah, that's BS. Hey, you can be at the wedding, you cannot be at the wedding. But if you can't give me a real reason, then I'm just gonna go with what my heart says.
Okay, how you feel about that?
And they're gonna be at that wedding. Because guaranteed, your mama, my mama, they're going to be mad for a second. And then they're going to be at that wedding early trying to help out the bride. Let's keep it a buck.
Yeah.
Nah, I agree with Jack. It's... You could choose to take somebody's advice. You don't have to take their advice.
I agree, yeah.
But you have to be willing to accept the consequences of you saying like, well, I think I'm right.
Yeah.
You can't be mad when you come to find out that you were wrong and you didn't. So if you're gonna put all your chips in the basket and they're telling, hey, I think that's a bad bet, you gotta be okay that you lost all your chips.
Yeah.
So
not for you. Pass. Last word on that one.
No, yeah. I mean, I think you at least when Jackson says you got to listen to them, I would say if you're not taking the argument very, very seriously and you're not at least being like, they probably have the right to have a reason about this, then that's foolish. You got to listen to that.
Yeah, I feel you. But all right, this was a good episode, guys. I enjoy talking to y'all. You know what I'm saying? As always,
very
you know
serious.
Yeah, definitely. You know what I'm saying? Good
vibes.
Good vibes.
Yeah.
All right,
Whose man's is this?
All right, y'all. I appreciate y'all for tuning in as always this episode of the podcast. Till next time, nothing but love, peace, happiness. You already know. We'll see you next time. We out. Sheesh.
Yeah.